Now that the Minnesota Vikings have their man in head coach Kevin O'Connell, the question is, what are they going to do at the quarterback position? Kirk Cousins is in the final year of his contract, $35 million base salary, $45 million cap hit. So they got to figure out something. Who is going to be the signal caller for the Vikings this year? Is it going to be Kirk? Are they going to trade him? Is it going to be Calamond? Are they going to draft a quarterback? Well, Darren Doogie Wolfson, insider KSTP Sports, the Scoop podcast, love Doogie. He had some choice thoughts on the matter. He said this on the KSTP 10 o'clock news. Props to our guy Sean Borman for pointing this out, because who has time to watch local television who is under 40? Actually, hell, 50. I mean, it's a boomer. It's a boomer genre, but whatever. So this is what Doogie said on the potential of a Kirk Cousins trade. My money is on a trade of quarterback Kirk Cousins. O'Connell knows the good of Kirk Cousins from their days together in Washington in 2017. Kevin O'Connell was the last quarterback's coach before Kirk Cousins got paid by the Vikings. So, hey, maybe that was brought up. It's like, why did you do this? Anyway, he also knows the bad. We know that Cousins can't be back next year with a $45 million cap hit, so it's either an extension or trade. My money is on a trade. And, hey, I'll bet Doogie's money wherever. Like, I'll bet Doogie's money on John Mellencamp to win an Oscar. And if he ever does, I will be a very rich man. And potential trade partners for Kirk Cousins, the ones that we've been over. So the Bucks would make sense. Tom Brady's moving on. Maybe BA isn't ready to hand it over to Kyle Trask. And at the ass end of the first round, probably not going to be in a spot where they can draft a quarterback who can start right away. They do have some cap gymnastics to do, but could work something out there. The Steelers could potentially make sense unless you actually believe that they're going to roll with Haskins and Mason Rudolph, which no. The Colts. Maybe the Colts admit their mistake early on Carson Wentz and try to put him out to pasture, bringing in Kirk Cousins to try and be competitive again next year. Saints would make sense, except they're absolutely in cap hell. Don't know. Tennessee Titans, Tannehill killed them in their playoff game against the Bengals. So maybe they move on. Although it is rumored that Aaron Rodgers is building a house in Nashville. So, The Broncos, of course, George Payton, of course, Clint Kubiak. That one makes a lot of sense. The Dolphins, if they move on from Tua, which, I don't know, probably not going to happen. Although they are imploding on themselves like a dying star. They do have a ton of cap space. Browns make a ton of sense. They have enough cap to do it. If they move Baker Mayfield, of course, the connection with Stefanski makes sense. The Niners, although it seems like the Niners are done with Jimmy G. Jimmy G admits that, but they do have no Pants or Trey Lance. Number 3 overall pick. They traded up heaven and earth to go get him. So even though the connection with Shanahan is strong, I don't see them moving Jimmy G, giving up capital, paying Kirk Cousins, and stunting the growth of Trey Lance for another year. I don't see that. And then the Panthers, who knows what the Panthers are going to do? I mean, they're in a mess. They're in a quandary. They picked up the 5th-year option of Sam Darnold, so they're in a similar spot to the Browns because that 5th-year option is fully guaranteed. But maybe. But either way, I mean, that's just 10 teams that all could make sense to trade for Kirk Cousins. And for me as a Vikings fan, I would understand if they rolled with him for a year. I don't necessarily want an extension unless it's essentially just adding a void year, 2023, to spread out some of that cap hit, which, again, you're just kicking the can down the road. I think that Kirk does give you the best chance to win games out of the gate in 2022. But if you're building for the future, do you take a small step back to take a big leap forward? If Calamond is the guy, if they draft a quarterback TBD, I don't know. Because Kirk, he's not going to be a long-term quarterback. I doubt he plays till 44, 45 like Tom friggin' Brady. And his trade value is never going to be higher. So if you can get a first-round pick and some change out of Kirk with 1 year left on his deal, and the other team takes a lot of his contract and the frees up to $35 million in cap space, do it. Do it. So we'll see. But your thoughts on our thoughts. Doogie. His money's on a Kirk Cousins trade. I'm putting Doogie's money on the trade too, because why not? YOLO. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.